Hi, Bell. You gonna let me sit? Mm-hmm. All right. Gotta pick her up here.
You can't get all the way up there, no, I'm sorry.
Okay, come here, baby girl.
You drank the water down the wrong way.
I did.
And now you're not going to be able to talk.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Welcome back to A Day in the Life Retirement on a Shoestring YouTube channel. Welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Today's video is going to be on building a grow light stand, a place to start your seedlings. And this being retirement on a shoestring, we were able to build this whole setup for about $120 because the lights cost us about $100, about $10 for the 2x2s, and we had to use like 14 screws. So we're gonna let you watch us step by step and on this video how Patty and I did this. Now the other day when we talked about this, we said it'd probably be more entertaining than it was educational. And I assure you it was. We had a little issue with the trying to figure out the wiring of the lights because, again, they're in sequence. You got to plug them in a certain way. So other than that, it really went pretty smooth. It was raining the entire time, so we didn't get to show you us cutting our 2x2s. And again, that could be a video in itself, right. I think, because it was pouring down rain. We're doing it on the porch, and we didn't want to get the camera wet. And there was one time when the phone rang. You'll see it in the video, and we actually missed a little bit of the step as she drank a little water, and it went down the wrong.
I did. I apologize. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Some of the materials that we used was we had a friend of ours gave us the sink base. Mm-hmm. And another friend gave us the plywood.
Right, the OSB sheet.
Yeah,
yes,
the OSB sheet. Yeah.
Yep.
And I had bought those grow lights last year or the year before.
Last year. We used them last year on a kind of a goofy setup, but we didn't get the proper height between the seedlings, and so our seedlings became kind of long and spindly. Yes,
so we just replanted directly into the ground last year instead of doing seedlings. And we do that sometimes. We direct sow in the ground.
And we'll do some of that this year as well in our garden, some direct sow. But when you have these full spectrum grow lights, you need to be about 12 to 24 inches above your seeds, So we're going to do another video. We'll probably video it actually on Sunday.
Yep.
And it'll premiere next week, probably on Friday, because we're going to be doing a fishing video, hopefully yet today. Okay, so we're trying to shooting for it right now. So we're going to kind of walk you through this and narrate this video. The sound wasn't as good of quality as I would have liked, so we're just going to do some voiceover on the video. Again, thank you for coming and watching our Day in the Life Retirement on a Shoestring YouTube channel. And hopefully this, again, will be somewhat entertaining and hopefully a little bit educational. I'm going to put down in the show notes or the description, I'm going to have a complete building instructions, okay? And we're going to be talking about how we built it as we go through the video. I'll talk about how long all the pieces are, but in the description below, we'll have a picture or diagram that I drew. Now, don't be expecting too much because I'm not a draftsman, okay? But I did the best I could to show you all the blow up of it, and I drew it myself, and all the materials and everything, and all the links of all the wood. So you could cut all your wood to start with and then just assemble it. It'll be a lot easier. I had this all in my head. I didn't write it down on paper. So, and actually it kind of changed in the flow as well. So again, thank you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Watch the video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and share it with all your family and friends, and also ask them to subscribe. We're at 47 subscribers. We get 3 more. We're going to be able to go live on their video. And in the future, we might be doing some live interviews or whatever. So please subscribe. Encourage your friends to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Here we go. As you can see, Patty started videoing this in vertical instead of horizontal. She'll figure it out later. When I realized that she wasn't in the video, she was just holding the camera and videoing me, and I wanted her to be in here because this is a 2-person job. There's no way that I could do all this by myself, and Patty was, my helper in this, and she did a really good job. Yeah. As you can see, that's the base that I got from our friend. Yeah, we got this from one of our friends. His name's Paul. He gave us a set of cabinets, and we decided to use it for this, at least temporarily. So I cut a piece of plywood, or it's actually OSB, like for flooring, plywood, 60 inches long by 24 inches wide.
Right.
And I'm putting 4 screws in it right now, and it was pouring down rain. So we had to go outside to cut that, and we didn't want to take the camera outside because it was pouring, and we didn't want to get the phone or the camera wet because we were using my Galaxy 24 phone to video this.
All right.
So to begin with, I was going to put legs all the way from the floor, and that's what I'm measuring here. I was all the way from the floor up to where that the grow lights would be 12 inches above my seed trays.
Right.
Okay. Patty came up with the idea to actually just make legs and attach it to the side of here, which actually saved us some on the 2x2s. We bought 4 and they were like $12, and we only used 3 of them. I'm not sure we would have had enough if I would have did it the way that I had it in my head.
Right.
As I said earlier, I'm not a draftsman, so when I got ready to do this, I didn't have it written down on paper. I just had it in my head. Now, when I cut this top, I didn't get it perfect, and nothing on this is perfect. Okay, so I had to cut notches in there so that my legs would be right up against the cabinet and the top and not kicked out because it was a little over. So I used this tool right here to make the notching. And I did all these. I borrowed this from a neighbor, Doug, across the street, this tool, because I don't have one of these. And I went ahead and notched them all. And then we paused the video, and then I ran back and took it back to him. So I got one more to do here. Almost got that done. And again, this is on twice fast, so it didn't get monotonous.
Don't get bored.
Yeah, so you didn't get bored watching this, so I speeded it up to double.
Yeah.
You can see our chicken, our fresh farm fresh eggs we have there in the video on the other counter. So I've got those all notched out, and now I'm taking back the tool. Back already. See, you didn't even miss me. Now I'm drilling holes in each of the legs, and I'm measuring 2 inches down. Okay? Those particular legs are all, they're 16 inches long. Okay? They're all 16 inches long. So you can cut all 4 of them before you start, and there's going to be one on each corner. So,
yeah. You can pre-drill the holes and everything.
Right up front, which I didn't do. Patty told me that after I got about halfway through.
Drill all the holes and then make it easier to...
Instead of changing that drill bit about 10 times, which I did, and burnt my fingers in the
process.
In the
yeah.
process.
Yeah.
So there's the first leg. Now, this wouldn't be very sturdy to start with. You can move the legs around a little bit, but when I get all 4 of them and this built, it'll be real sturdy. Here I am measuring that 2 inches again.
The boss dog.
Drilling another hole because, as I said, I didn't drill them all at once, and I sure could have.
You would have just saved a little bit of time to drill all the holes at one time.
It would have. It would have saved a little time.
Yeah.
And there I dropped the bit, fell out of the drill. See that? See me pick it up, put it back in. And again, if I would have drilled them all like Patty suggested, I would have saved myself all that trouble.
And well, we don't have a whole lot of experiences, you know, putting things from our head to...
I'm not a draftsman, nor am I a carpenter, but, you know, I do what I have to do on that shoestring budget that we live on.
Yeah, this was fun putting it together, and I was enjoying myself watching you put it together, too. Because I was having a hard time getting the concept of what you were building, and that
the vision was in my brain, not in yours.
Yeah. And so
see, I'm still drilling those holes.
And this is where I suggested. I think that's where I suggested.
Probably.
Go ahead and do the other one too.
It is. So now I'll have both of them drilled. Burnt my finger right there too.
Yeah.
Had to pull it out, drill fell over. Measuring that 2 inches again. Now we're going to fasten them on. Got to have something to say. So got all 4 of the legs on now. Now we're measuring between those 2 because we're going to be cutting 2 2x2s, 59.5 inches between those, and we're going to fasten those together first. So we were outside cutting, now we're coming back in. See, you didn't even miss us. Patty's helping me hold it while I screw the back side together. Well, here I am drilling again. I should have had all these holes drilled too. things you think of after you get done.
All the things that you see that you could have
done faster. You know, now if I was making 2 or 3 of them, I probably would have got faster every one.
Yeah. We do have another small table over there, but we don't have any grow lights for that one. So
I think this will be sufficient for what seedlings we're going to plant. And again, we're going to be doing a video on that, probably this videoing on Sunday of us planting our seedlings and setting them up on the grow light. So all of you guys that are gardeners or want to be gardeners, watch our videos and you'll see how we do the garden. Doesn't mean we're doing it your way or the right way. We're just doing it our way.
Right. And I always call myself a late bloomer on that too, because I never started doing any of that until I was in my 40s whenever we started.
Yeah, I guess because I gardened. I started gardening when I was just a young lad. I stayed on the farm with my uncles, and he had a garden every year. And us boys were intended to get on the ground and plant all the seeds, so the older folks didn't have to get down there. So I'd been doing that all my life, and Patty hadn't been. She just started with me, and that's when she started canning and doing a lot of the things we do as we, again, you know, try to live a healthier lifestyle. And I think Patty enjoys those things. I think she enjoys canning and putting away all of our vegetables. So
yes.
Yeah, and
it's a lot of work.
And you know, she's going to be doing some videos on those too. She's going to be, she's a really good cook, and she cooks a lot of good healthy things, desserts without sugar, where she'll use stevia and monk fruit, organic, of course. And I'll video her while she does it. So any of you that are interested in those kind of things, hopefully that'll be entertaining and maybe somewhat educational as well. So we're getting ready to attach the front 59.5-inch 2x2. And then while we're out cutting the center supports that go in between the length of the grow light. The grow lights are 40 inches long, and we had to center those grow lights in this frame. And so we fastened these 3 supports 11 inches in from the end on each side, and then the one in the middle was 20 inches between on either side, so that the grow lights would hang from them properly. But the phone's going to ring while we're outside cutting, and we're going to miss a step because we won't notice that, and you won't see us put in those 3 center supports. But again, they were 11 inches from each end, and then it was 20 inches from that one that was 11 inches on either end to the center beam. And we fastened I'm measuring and figuring that all out right now so that we get those grow lights centered in the project. Once we get this all measured out, you'll see us exit there to your right. And when we come back, we will have missed a step. That's one thing about recording from your cell phone, is if your phone rings, it will shut your camera off. And then and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss some footage. So again, I'm figuring all that out. Patty and I are talking it over, and she always has some good input and helps me. And a lot of times I just need to learn to be a little more patient than I am.
I think everybody can learn patience.
They say patience is a virtue, and I'm still working on it. It's not that I don't have patience with Patty. I certainly do. It's patience with the project. Sometimes I get a little agitated. I don't mean to. So we just about got it all figured out there, marked off, so that when we come back, we'll be able to just screw those in the proper position. And you guys will miss that step, but at least I think I've kind of explained it to you. Again, it's 11 inches in from each end to the center of the 2x2. And then it was 20 inches from each of those to the center beam, which would be on center in that little support beam. See, if you notice here, it just changed, and you can see the beams are already in. We're already into the step of attaching the grow lights. Now, we attached the grow lights simply with a piece of like baling wire on either end, and we just tied it to those supports, and it worked out pretty well. So now we're trying to get those grow lights in here, and these are all in series, these lights, so they have to be plugged in properly for them to come on. Kind of like the old Christmas tree lights that everybody used to use, okay? They used to be in series. You didn't hook them up right, they didn't work, okay? So we got them all up. We started getting them up here, and we were trying to figure out which one plugged into which one to complete the series. So it took us longer to do that probably than it did to assemble the whole setup.
Yeah.
But it really, it's going to work out well. I think it's going to serve us well. And if anybody wanted to make one of these, you could probably make one in an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Easily, especially if you have all the layout. You know, you use the same cabinet sink base. They're all going to be about 60 inches long, and you know, cut your top board, cut all your 2x2 pieces. Again, in the description below, I'll have all those laid out for you, so you could just cut them, pre-drill them, and put it together, and then hook up your lights.
And what's nice is that, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sink basin. It could be anything that's that size, or whatever size that you choose to
as long as it's more than 40 inches long, because your grow lights are 40 inches, and you want to take full advantage of the length of your grow lights.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to figure out this series. And again, I was getting short on patience at this time, but we got it done.
Yeah. We're like, okay.
I was saying stuff like, I can't figure this out. I don't understand.
It's like a puzzle. Whenever you're putting it together, it's like a puzzle, you know. This piece goes here, and this one goes there. And you have the male and the female ends.
Yeah.
And that's what we were having trouble with, is trying to figure.
To get everything hooked up properly. And again, it had to be in just a certain sequence, or they wouldn't work. And that's the last one with the switch. And we're trying to get the switch down there close to the plug-in, the wall receptacle, so we don't have our wire too far.
These old homes, they didn't have very many receptacles. I mean, I think that room has 2 in it. 2 receptacles. 3?
Mm-hmm. Or 4, actually. There's one on this wall, 2 on that wall over there, closer to our bedroom. And 1 on this side over here, I think. It might even have 2 over there. It had a lot of receptacles. They didn't have the ground. It had only 2-prong plug-in.
Right.
So in this process, we also had to go look for the proper adapter so that we could plug into our old-style plug-ins. Again, our house is
old.
Yeah, the kitchen side is over 100 years old, the kitchen and living room. And the side we're in right there where we're assembling this is built in the 60s. So neither one of them are anywhere near brand new. But we're thankful for what we have. And, you know, we're satisfied for the day. For sufficient is for the day, I guess is the good term here. As you can see, we're still moving these lights around. Even though we all had there, we're trying to figure out the sequence so that they're in the proper series.
All right.
We're going to get it in a minute and it'll wrap up pretty quick. I'll plug it in, and I'm not sure what I did, but all of a sudden all the lights will come on, and that's good enough. That was the goal. I think they came on right there. Yep. Patty and me are checking them to make sure they're all working, and we're going to finish wiring them up. And then the project will be complete as soon as we get those all wired up.
So we're still trying to figure it out. Only two, you're talking about, there's only two that's lit up down there.
Oh, I thought they were all lit. Only
Not
two
yet.
are lit. Not
Those
quite
are the
there
only
yet.
two that are lit down there.
I tell you, it was definitely trying me.
It was.
I had them all hooked up on when we had it the other way. I think it might have lit up then.
Yeah, I think it did. I think that's when they all. I don't know.
No, I'm still
Searching.
plugging, unplugging and plugging to get the proper sequence. I think I just turned them all off. Maybe they're on now.
I think that's it.
I think they're on now.
Yeah, because once we figured that out, then we started attaching them to the beams that you had built there.
Yeah.
Those
Support beams there in the
support
middle.
beams.
Those beams were 19.5 inches long. Those ones that went in between.
Mm-hmm. And there are 6 grow lights here.
Yeah, it's a 6-pack, and you can buy it from Amazon. It's on sale right now for $75.99. So that's 6-pack of green lights, grow lights, full spectrum, and they're $99.99 normally, and I think that's what we paid for them last year too. Like I said, the whole project was less than $120, I think. Again, it wouldn't have been if I had to go buy all that or build the base, but since I have good neighbors that give me things locally, again, that's how we kind of get things done on this retirement on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of cleaning off the base, getting a little bit of sawdust and whatever's on top of there.
Yeah.
And voila, we're done. Patty's cleaning up a little bit there.
Getting that sawdust off the
Getting
floor.
that sawdust off the floor.
Or whatever you want to do.
Oh, it's
The
sawdust.
drilling stuff.
Yeah, drilling and pieces off the wood that we cut. Where I cut those notches in the plywood.
Yeah.
I make the mess and she's cleaning it up.
Yeah, well, we're kind of even on that, I think.
Yeah, here at the house, Patty does most of the cooking. I cook sometimes, but not very often. And I clean the dishes.
Yep.
She does the laundry and I do other things.
You mow.
I mow, and when it's winter time, I try to keep the fire going.
Yeah.
Because we burn wood. Hey, thanks a lot for watching our videos all the way through.
Yep.
Again, I hope that was somewhat educational for you, and I hope that you at least were somewhat entertained by our putting this thing together. But the end result looked good to me, and I think it's going to work good in our garden. So, well, again, thank you for watching our Day in the Life Retirement on a Shoestring YouTube channel, and hope to see you on the next video, and hopefully that'll be a crappie fishing video. And
it might not be crappie fishing, it's just whatever we can catch.
okay. Fishing this time of year, usually crappie's what's going to bite. But
Yeah,
you never
hopefully.
know. Bluegill might bite too,
Yeah.
but I think crappie more likely. So
Yeah.
we're hopefully going to have that video. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And again, thank you for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified of our next video.
And if you're not a YouTuber and you don't have a YouTube username and password, go ahead and set that up now.
Only takes just a couple of minutes to do that. It means the world to us. So thank you again. See you on the next video.